Morning everybody, how are you? This is another edition of Saturdays with Saragueta out here at the beautiful Saticoy Club in Somas, California. As you can see, I'm playing in a match today and I found myself in a greenside bunker. There's a couple of things about this greenside bunker that I need to pay attention to within my setup and prior to hitting the golf shot. The first thing you're going to notice is that I'm on a pretty severe slope. The slope's running up to down, which means a couple of things for me. I know it's going to add loft to the club. It's also going to add a bunch of friction to the club because the club's literally hitting into a heel now. And it's also going to make the ball come up higher and softer and not travel quite as far. So I'm going to do a couple of things to try to alleviate all of those things from happening so that I can hit the ball the appropriate height with the appropriate distance with the appropriate spin. The first thing I'm going to do, knowing that I'm on a pretty severe slope, is I'm going to position the ball more in the middle of my stance. Anytime you catch yourself on a slope that's running down into you, that's going to create loft on the shot. By moving the ball a little bit more back in my stance or more in the middle of my stance, it'll take some of that loft off the club. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I keep my weight into the hill. I never want to fall backwards and get the weight on my backside and flip the club up. You're never going to hit it out the right distance if you do so. So I'm going to stay forward. I'm also going to take my shoulder plane on this shot and I'm going to make it work more with the slope instead of it working against the slope. If it works against the slope like this, the club's going to stick into the sand and it's not going to slide through. If I can make my shoulders go on the same plane as the slope, this will allow the club, and more importantly the bounce of the club, to slide through the sand instead of the leading edge digging and getting stuck. Throughout the shot itself, I'm going to make sure, like a tripod, my lower body is going to be very quiet. It's going to be very still. I'm not going to have a bunch of leg movement. It's my upper body and primarily my arms swinging down and through that are going to generate the speed of the shot. Lastly, I'm going to open up the club just a little bit. So what that means is on our clubs we have a toe and we have a heel. I want the toe to be a little bit farther behind the heel. Or if you see the lines on the club or the scoring grooves, I want those scoring grooves to be pointing more towards my front foot. So let's see what happens. Scoring grooves are pointing at my front foot. My weight is on my front side, or my weight is into the heel. My shoulder plane is going to be with the slope. And now I'm just going to keep my lower body quiet and I'm going to swing my arms. So, caught the ball pretty good, had a little bit of spin on it, backed up through a couple of feet. Not too bad as long as I don't move a whole bunch down here and I swing my arms. Hope this helped. Thanks everyone.